Good evening, everybody. My name is Pino Casarati, and this is my speech in regards to public speaking and nonverbal communication. Now, while I was able to obtain the needed information for this assignment, I was able to notice a lot of areas where I myself need improvement as well, and I'm going to continue to strive for and continue to move forward. Now, after doing this research, I was able to notice some of the cues, the tips, and things like that moving forward that we're going to go ahead and go over while we go through this PowerPoint. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the first slide. Now, with that being said, words and cues of speaking. Studies show that about typically 7% usually comes from the actual speaking portion of the speech, and about 93% come from the actual nonverbal communication. What they say is hand gestures, eye contact, and things like that. With this being said, it goes to show how important it is actually reaching out and giving your full attention and your undivided attention to the audience that you're speaking to. With this being said, it's very simple to forget and simply just overlook, then typically just read directly off the slides. Now, some of the things that I myself struggle with is continuing to do so and result to reading from the slides, but I'm definitely wanting to attempt and move forward from that portion. Now, with this being said, it's very important to actually have most of these things in common. Most of the things to move forward. Constant eye contact with your audience, hand gestures, movements, a simple smile, and your tone of voice. Control it. Make sure that you're speaking in a calm manner, and things like this. And we'll definitely get into a little bit more while we have this presentation going. Now let's move on to the next slide. Facial expressions, as mentioned. Some of the things that you want to focus on is actually not frowning, kind of not sidetracking yourself from the conversation or looking around, things like that, like what I just did. What you actually want to do is to be able to connect with your audience all around. If you have multiple audience members, you want to be able to communicate with each one, look them in the eye for typically more than a few seconds. And also facial expressions. You don't want to be looking away, making different faces, and if someone in the crowd's laughing, you kind of want to shy away from wanting to laugh with them, because as an audience, they want to see that you're connected with them and giving them your full undivided attention. And it's very simple to overlook these types of things while you're maybe potentially nervous or giving your attention to someone else. So it's definitely something that we want to focus on. Appearance is everything. Now, how they say in the professional world, just as much as you're going to be giving a speech, it's important to look professional while you're giving the speech. So you always want to appear professional. Now, you don't want to mistake business professional or business casual for business sloppy. Now, it's very easy to do so. So, if you have potentially a wrinkled shirt or, different slacks, maybe faded slacks. So if you're going to be giving a big speech in front of people, you actually want to be able to dress professional and dress the part, especially if it's in a work environment. In a work environment, you actually want to be able to, depending the environment if you're in, of course. Now that goes to say a lot. If you're in a calm, relaxed environment and you're going to be giving a presentation, then perfect. But I come from a financial background, so therefore I'm presenting to multiple people each and every day. So excuse me. With this being said, it's important for my part to, dress the part, suit, tie, and things like that. So it's very simple for me to be able to do so. Now, some of the things that we slack on is potentially, forgetting to iron our shirt or things like that. But these are things that we can adjust and continue as the time goes on, and we get better at the appearance on speeches. Voice control and tone. It's very easy, very simple for a lot of us to forget, and just want to blow through things and constantly just forget things that we say. And the most important thing is actually controlling your voice, the tone. You don't want to use a monotone like, oh, I just want to read my speech and get out of here. No, you want to actually engage with each one of your audience members. Ask them if they have questions. Definitely let them know that you're interested in what you're supporting them with, and that you're there to take questions, or you're there and you actually research the information that you're giving them. So that way they show that you're interested, and they themselves too can be interested. And that's very simple for them to forget and become uninterested in something that you weren't even presenting correctly. And most people these days have access to the the information that you're going to be presenting. So it's best to do your research and control yourself, take deep breaths, and relax. Just make sure you're being yourself, and we all know what to do, and we just got to go ahead and continue to do so. Some of the references I used were found online. That I definitely did some research and was able to find some great supporting documentation. Now, with this being said, these are just some of the points, some of the tips and cues that would help us be successful speech givers. And I myself, I do believe I have a lot of room for improvement. And with this being said, I can actually move forward and continue to research this area for me. And with time and practice, everything will get better. With this being said, this will go ahead and conclude my speech. And if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.